Continuing with the important current events of 2024, today in this video we shall be discussing important current events from the month of November. All the previous months has already been uploaded. To those students, if you have not watched the video, I'll pin down the playlist in the I section. Kindly check that video as well. Let's begin today's session. But before that, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to Onboard Digital Classes. Let's discuss today's session by knowing about Nafithromycin. Now, what is Nafithromycin? It is the first antibiotic which is developed in Bharat indigenously. All right, let's discuss about it. Nafithromycin is the first antibiotic which is developed in India, and this antibiotic is developed to combat what? This antibiotic is developed to combat antimicrobial resistance. This is extremely important point that you must keep in mind. All right, it's very important for examination perspective as well. It was created with the help of BIRAC. BIRAC means what? Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council. The full form is also something that you must keep in mind. All right, and what is the cost of this project? This project cost was approximately 500 crores. And what it aims to get? What is the aim of this? The aim is to tackle the resistant infections. Particularly what? Particularly community acquired bacterial pneumonia. We know the cases of pneumonia is very much high in Bharat, right? Moving ahead to the next slide, we'll discuss the significance of Nafithromycin and why this development or why the discovery of Nafithromycin in Bharat is particularly important, right? So when it comes to antibiotic medicine, which is one medicine which is extremely common in the market today, it is azithromycin, right? As you can see here, azithromycin is very much common in the market today, right? Even in the pharmacy, when you ask for antibiotic, they give you azithromycin, isn't it? But then this azithromycin is not very effective. All right, let's discuss this. We know the pneumonia caused by drug resistance bacteria results in over 2 million deaths annually. All right, and out of that, India faces how much? India faces 23% of the global community pneumonia cases. That is, the 23% cases globally is from India when it comes to pneumonia. All right, current treatments like azithromycin, right? As we have discussed, azithromycin is the name of the medicine, are becoming less effective due to resistance. Now, how is it becoming less resistance? The more we consume antibiotic, the less the body is accustomed to fight the disease, right? So that is the reason why we needed better version of azithromycin. That's the reason why the scientists have discovered this. It's a very important discovery. All right, Nafithromycin is 10 times more effective than existing treatments. So you can imagine the significance of this discovery. It is 10 times more effective than the existing treatments. Okay, it offers quicker, safer, and more tolerable option for patients. Again, very important thing, right? Clinical trials confirmed its efficacy with 3-day treatment regimen. It has fewer side effects. The side effect is also very few, including minimal stomach issues and no food restrictions. Right, so that is the reason. These are the benefits of what? Nafithromycin. So that's the reason why it becomes very important discovery when it comes to medicine. Okay, moving ahead, India ranks 72 in AI Preparedness Index 2023. Is it a good news or a bad news? It's neither a good news nor a bad news, right? It's like we are in the middle, right? But it shows that India is AI ready. But we need to do more, right? Let's discuss about this. Singapore leads the AI Preparedness Index. The top leader is Singapore with the score of 0.80. All right, followed by Denmark and the United States. As advanced economies are better equipped with AI frameworks. All these states, like you can see, for instance, Denmark, Singapore, United States, they are what? They are developed nations, right? And we know developed nations are very much well equipped with the AI frameworks, artificial intelligence frameworks. So the current situation of Bharat is not exactly a leader, but we are gaining the momentum, right? India ranks 72nd, scoring 0.49 with high ChatGPT awareness, yes, 45% user rate and over 338 AI startups. It's very important. People are actually doing startups in AI. All right, showing growth in AI adoption. So we are very much adopting AI in our daily lives, right? Especially ChatGPT is something that we use quite frequently, isn't it? Moving ahead, Bodoland Mahotsav. It's a very important Mahotsav, that is the festival which is celebrated in Bodoland. Bodoland is in which state? It is in the state of Assam. As you can see here, this is Assam, and this, the shaded area, as you can see here in the dark region, these are Bodoland. That includes Kokrajhar, Chirang, Baksa, and what is this? Udalguri. All right. So this area is a Bodoland territorial. It is an autonomous districts. All right. The first Bodoland Mahotsav was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India in New Delhi. So why this becomes important? Because it is the first time that this is being celebrated in New Delhi. The Bodoland Mahotsav is a significant cultural festival that celebrates the language, literature, and culture of Bodo community. All right. So in order to celebrate the language, the culture, and also the literature of the Bodo community, okay, in India, fostering a spirit of peace and building a vibrant social within the Bodoland territorial region. Okay, important thing to remember. So what are the objectives of these themes? The objective is peace and harmony for prosperous Bharat. We know Northeast, when it comes to Northeast, something or the other is always going on, right? So in order to ensure peace and harmony for prosperous Bharat, for a developed nation. Okay, that was the theme of the project. That was the theme of the Utsav. Okay, cultural celebration. The festival is a platform to showcase the diverse culture. Yes, it is a platform to showcase the diverse culture and linguistic heritage, ecological biodiversity, and touristic potential of Bodoland. So basically to develop the potential of tourists also, right? So this festival is celebrated. And this celebration is also important. Why? Because it is the post-accord celebration. Post-accord celebration, that means what? In 2020, what happened? There was a Bodo Peace Accord which is signed by the people of Bodo Land Administration and the Government of India. All right. So this also becomes important. Moving ahead to first Asian Buddhist Summit, which was held in New Delhi. All right. The first Asian Buddhist Summit will take place in New Delhi, organized by the Ministry of Culture and International Buddhist Confederation. This is important to know. The ministry, what was the ministry? The Ministry of Culture and also International Buddhist Confederation. So this is becoming for the first time. That is the reason why it becomes important. And which place? In Delhi. All right. The first Asian. This is important. Okay, this is Asian. It's not the first Buddhist, but Asian Buddhist Summit. And what was the theme? The theme was role of Buddha Dhamma in strengthening Asia. This theme is also something that you must keep in mind. Okay. So who was the chief guest? It is the President of India who was the chief guest in this summit. Next, we have One Nation, One Subscription scheme. Again, a very, very important step taken by the Government of India. And what will it provide? It will provide seamless access to a high impact scholarly articles. All right. Let's discuss about this. The One Nation, One Subscription scheme has been approved by the Cabinet with the allocated budget of 6,000 crore rupees for the year 2025 and 27. Okay. Now, what will this scheme provide? This scheme provides seamless access to high impact scholarly articles and journals for students, research and faculty members across government managed higher education and R&D institutions. When it comes to research and development, right, the scholarly works is extremely expensive, isn't it? And in order to facilitate that, the Government of India is giving this amount of rupees 6,000 crores. So government is providing this much amount of rupees so that the students will get the benefit of those scholarly research. It's important for you to do research when you are doing PhD, isn't it? So this initiative has been launched in alignment with the vision of Viksit Bharat at the rate 2047. As we know, the aim of Bharat to become Viksit, that is the developed, it is 2047, right? National Education Policy, NEP means what? National Education Policy, which is of 2020, and also Anusandhan Nation Research Foundation, ANRF, to foster research driven learning environment. So what it does is that it creates an environment wherein the students and also the researchers will be given the access to all the important scholarly documents, all right, without any hindrance. In fact, they don't have to pay that much amount of money in order to get that amount of information. All right, moving ahead, we have National Cooperative Alliance. It is also the first time which is held in India, right? India is all set to host the global conference of the International Cooperation Organization for the first time. As you can see here, it is also happening for the first time in India. Okay. The International Cooperation Alliance, it is what? It is a non-profit international association. Extremely important for you to remember. It is not a profit-making organization, but it's a non-profit international association dedicated to uniting, representing, and serving cooperatives globally. Now, what is the important example of a cooperative in Bharat? Right? I think we use that product every day in our daily lives. The example is Amul, right? The Amul, that is Amul, the taste of India, we know, right? So, Amul is the important example of cooperatives which is in India. Established in 1895, the International Cooperative Alliance is one of the oldest and the largest non-governmental organization. This is also something that you must keep in mind. Okay. The ICA provides a global voice and platform for sharing knowledge, expertise, and coordinated actions for and about cooperatives. So that is what is the basic function and the role of International Cooperative Alliance. Okay, moving ahead, INS Arighaat. So what happened is that India has successfully tested the K4, a nuclear-capable submarine launched ballistic missile. The name is important for you to remember. It is a nuclear-capable. All right, from INS Arighaat. As you can see here, this is an INS Arighaat, and from this INS, what India did was, India tested K4 nuclear-capable submarine. Okay. The K4 missile, which is solid fuel. Again, this is also something that you must remember. What is the fuel that is used in the missile? It is a solid fuel. Boasts a striking range of 3,500 kilometers. So this is also something important thing that you must keep in mind for your examination point of view. Next, what we have is Narsapur lace craft. So this is one craft which has grabbed GI tag, that is geographical indicators tag. The famous Narasapuram lace craft has bagged the prestigious geographical indicator tag, as you can see here, right? Narsapur is situated on the banks of Godavari River in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So this is from which state? It is from the state of Andhra Pradesh. You can even see it in here. This is the picture of Narsapur lace craft. It is believed that the women of the farming community, all right, of the region started creating highly attractive artifacts from colorful lace about 150 years ago. And these type of artifacts are also exported to European countries. Okay, so that's the reason why the government may have decided to give it the GI tag. Moving ahead, we have Kanhirapoil megalithic sites, which has been discovered in the state of Kerala. All right, the Kanhirapoli megalithic, it is a site of which era? It is a site of a megalithic era. Megalithic site is situated in Kerala, where significant prehistoric carvings were discovered on private property. So that is the reason why it was in news. Researchers have uncovered 24 pairs of footprints carved into rock with size ranging from 6 to 10 inches, indicating the presence of both children and adults. All right. The carvings were made of using iron tools, indicating advanced tool making skills of the period. So this type of discoveries will ensure that what type of people used to be there, what type of tool they used to use, right? So this type of discoveries are extremely important to know our history, to know our civilization and culture. And it also shows the advancement in tool making skills of that period, right? Next we have is India signs Riyadh Design Law Treaty. So what is this? Let's discuss. India has recently signed Riyadh Design Law Treaty, which simplifies the registration of industrial designs internationally, right? So it is basically to simplify the registration of industrial designs which is accepted not only in Bharat but also internationally. All right. It was adopted by WIPO. WIPO means what? World Intellectual Property Organization. Okay, WIPO. Member states after nearly 2 decades of discussion. So, I mean, the discussion that took place, it was nearly over 2 decades. India signing reflects its commitment to intellectual property. Now, this point is very, very important. Why? Because everybody, every country, especially in the West, accuses Bharat of not following intellectual property, especially when it comes to medicine. We know Bharat has been extremely good when it comes to generic medicines. Now, generic medicines mean what? Generic medicines are those medicines wherein you don't do research and development. In fact, the research and development is done by another country, and Bharat, what it does is that it produces generic medicines. So that's the reason why this so-called developed nations accuses Bharat of not following intellectual property. Now, Bharat signing this treaty ensures that Bharat is also committed to intellectual property rights. All right. So that's the reason why this point becomes extremely important. Moving ahead to Bima Sakhi Yojana. This is also very important insurance scheme exclusively for the women in India. Right. Let's discuss about this scheme. The Bima Sakhi Yojana focuses on women's financial security. Right. So in order to ensure women's financial security, which promotes insurance coverage for women. So it's a insurance coverage. This scheme encourages female entrepreneurship. Yes, the scheme will provide financial assistance. Not only financial assistance, the training will also be provided to the ladies. And during the training period, they will be given a financial assistance also. All right. Women will gain access to insurance products, which will also offer training and for skill development. Right. And it was launched from which state? It was launched from Panipat, that is in the state of Haryana. All right. It's a very important scheme as far as women in India is concerned. For women empowerment, it's important, right? Next, what we have is India Navy holds Mahasagar on maritime security training. So this Mahasagar is for what? It is for maritime security training. Okay, and who participated in this training? It is the nations which is in Indian Ocean region, IOR. All right, all the nations who are in the IOR region participated in this training. Mahasagar means vast ocean in Hindi. We know, right? Mahasagar means what? Vast ocean. It is India's Navy. It is Indian Navy's flagship initiative for encouraging dialogue among maritime heads. Okay, it is a flagship program of Indian Navy. Okay. The theme for this edition was training cooperation to mitigate common maritime security challenges in IOR. IOR means, as we have discussed, Indian Ocean region. It enhances operational readiness and builds capacity. So this type of training, what it does is that it enhances capacity building. Okay. And also readiness when it comes to war, if it comes to war. All right. Now, as we know that we have come to the end of the session, now, like always, what we do is that we try to solve the previous year question paper. All right. Today we'll be solving 2024's prelims, 3 questions from prelims. All right. Especially from geography. Okay. So the longest border between any 2 countries in the world is between. Now you see, this is such a simple question from geography, right? I think it cannot be much more simpler than this. I mean, this question had come in 2024 prelims question, prelims paper. So you can imagine. Canada and the United States of America. Yes, this is the answer. A. Chile and Argentina, no. Canada, China and India, no. Kazakhstan and Russian Federation, no. So answer to this question is Canada and the United States of America. So this is one of the most basic question that you can expect from geography. So next what we have is, there are 2 statements which is given. Let's discuss statement number 1. India does not import apples from the United States of America. Does not import? एक तो करता ही होगा ना भाई, right? India might import 1. So I mean, we can say this statement 1 is extremely incorrect statement, right? Let's discuss statement number 2. In India, the law prohibits the import of genetically modified food. Yes, this is extremely correct, right? In India, we don't even permit genetically modified food much, right? So without the approval of the competent authority. So this statement is correct. So what we can say here is statement 1 is incorrect, but the statement 2 is correct. So answer to this question would be D, right? Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. All right. Moving ahead, what we have is that in the next slide we have two statements, statement number 1 and statement number 2. Okay. Let's discuss this. Recently, Venezuela has achieved a rapid recovery from its economic crisis and succeeded in preventing its people from fleeing or migrating from other countries. Now, what is rapid recovery? Rapid recovery from its economic crisis. We know the sanctions which has been put by the United States of America to Venezuela, right? They could not even trade their oils, isn't it? So how can we say that even after that they are having a rapid recovery of its economic crisis? No, this statement is not correct. Next is statement number 2. Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. This is correct. So even for this answer, we can say that statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. So you see, the geographical part this year question paper was not that much difficult, right? But yes, there are many difficult questions. I'm not saying that UPSC is extremely easy, right? I'm not saying that. But some of the questions what? It was very, very easy. Especially you saw that once. Question, largest boundary, right? That is very easy question. Yes, so that is the reason why I say you should also prepare for basic things like boundaries. You never know, UPSC might ask questions from anywhere, right? It is an unpredictable service commission, right? UPSC, unpredictable service commission. All right, so with this we have come to the end of this session. If you have watched the video till here, I would request all the students to kindly subscribe to the channel firstly. It's very important that you subscribe so that we could reach, right? We could grow our reach, and also to like this comment, and also don't forget to comment your valuable suggestions. Now, if you comment, what happens? It also helps in algorithm, right? Especially to with channels like mine, right? Algorithm, it plays a very significant role to increase our reach. All right. So with that, I will take the leave, and we will meet in the next class. Thank you very much.